Once upon a time, there was an emperor who loved clothes. He liked looking splendid all the time. "Don't I look splendid?" He had a different outfit for every day of the year. But the emperor had a problem. He felt he had nothing to wear for the royal procession. His servant, Boris, asked, "Won't any of your outfits do, Your Highness?" "No," said the emperor. "I want an outfit so splendid that people will talk about me for years to come." With a worried sigh, Boris set off to find the finest clothes makers in town. He wasn't having much luck until two men approached. They bowed with their bottoms in the air. "We are Slimers and Slick at your service," they said. Boris took them to the emperor. "We make magic clothes, Your Highness," Slimers told him. "Only clever people who are fit for their office can see them. Foolish people can't." "Are they splendid?" asked the emperor. "Oh, very, very splendid," promised Slick. "But very expensive. We'll need pots and pots of money." "Take all the money you want," cried the emperor. "Just make me those clothes." A week later, the emperor and Boris went to see Slimers and Slick. They were pretending to be very busy weaving and sewing. "Welcome, welcome, Your Highness. What do you think of this amazing cloth? Isn't it the finest you've ever seen?" The emperor gulped. Boris gasped. Neither of them could see a thing, but they didn't want to look foolish. So the emperor said, "Splendid, really splendid." And Boris said, "Yes, really very splendid." Most splendid," said the guard. On their next visit, Slimers and Slick pretended to fit the emperor. "What do you think? Is it a little tight in the shoulders?" Perhaps the pantaloons will need to be let out a bit." On the morning of the royal procession, Slimers and Slick assisted the emperor in getting dressed. "Oh, Your Highness, you look magnificent. You look so very handsome. Your clothes fit so well." The emperor looked in the mirror. He still couldn't see anything. But he said, "Don't I look splendid?" Yes, said the guards, looking straight at him. "Very splendid," said Boris, looking at the ceiling, trying very hard not to look at the emperor. "Open the palace gates. Let the royal procession begin." The crowd gasped when they saw the emperor. Everyone had heard that only clever people could see his clothes. No one wanted to appear foolish, so they said, "Extraordinary! fantastic, simply superb, splendiferous, wonderful, magnificent. A little boy who was stuck behind the crowd tried to get a peek. "Let me see." "Oh," said the boy, the Emperor's got no clothes on." "The Emperor's got no clothes on." Faster than a spreading fire, a whisper went through the crowd. "The Emperor's got no clothes on. The Emperor's got no clothes on. The Emperor's got no clothes on." The Emperor heard the words. He looked down. "Oh no," he thought, "I'm naked. But I can't stop now. This is the royal procession, and I am the Emperor." So he held his head high and he rode on. The crowd clapped and cheered. They thought it was the most splendid royal procession they had ever seen. At least one thing turned out well for the Emperor. People did talk about him for years to come.